I told you most players are building this weapon completely wrong in Call of Duty Warzone, and one of Warzone's most OG weapons might be all the way back. Today, we're breaking down the ultimate SOG loadout in Call of Duty Warzone. Not only will I give you the attachments, but we're diving deep into recoil patterns, TTK stats, and even assault rifle loadouts that you can pair with it. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why this loadout dominates and how to use it better than 99% of other players. The SOG has always been in the Call of Duty Black Ops series, notably Black Ops 4's Battle Pass, before appearing in Warzone through its Black Ops 6 connection. It's a rapid-fire weapon suited for close-range combat, with its god-tier builds, focusing on attachments that improve recoil control, mobility, and damage range to maximize its close-quarter effectiveness. One of the most compelling things about the SOG is that it resembles one of Warzone's most beloved OG SMGs in Call of Duty Warzone, the MAC-10. The MAC-10 became dominant in Season 1 of Black Ops Cold War due to its extremely high fire rate, fast movement speed, and quick reload times, making it a top-tier close-range weapon, while a glitch in the Gallantry blueprint temporarily made it even more overpowered. The weapon's high damage and low recoil allowed it to be the best SMG in the game for a long time. It also offered some of the fastest time to kill, or TTK, and was exceptionally effective at close ranges, with its low idle sway and controllable vertical recoil. The current SOG, or MAC-10 lookalike, started as a niche pick, but after some range and damage balancing, specifically in the most recent update, it's quietly become one of the most reliable SMGs in the game. Unlike some of the flashy TikTok builds, this one is not going to go anywhere anytime soon, because it's built on raw stats that actually matter. Here's why the SOG SMG is so strong. The SOG is known for its extremely fast time to kill, making it a dominant weapon in close quarter engagements, similar to other fast firing SMGs like the PPSH. High fire rate, lower range, it does 34 damage to the chest, 38 damage to the head, and 30 damage to the lower extremities, giving us a TTK of 594 milliseconds at 17 meters. The bullet velocity is 525 meters per second, which makes hitting targets easier at range, and the recoil has a very predictable vertical kick, which is easy to control once you learn the rhythm. This is what that recoil pattern looks like right here. It just goes up and to the right. So all we need to do is drag down like that. Very easy to control, not hard at all, and very, very good at close ranges. Just like that. Now for the build. For the barrel, we're going to use the long barrel. This will extend the range all the way out to 16.5 meters, and then the rest of our build is going to focus on what an SMG should focus on, and that's movement and recoil control. Contrary to popular belief, you don't have to have an underbarrel for an SMG. Underbarrels are usually used in order to buff recoil control, and some will definitely buff the movement a little, like the Ranger foregrip, which is why we're going to use the Ranger foregrip, because it will give you some recoil control along with giving you some movement speed. But if you need to focus on a little bit more on recoil control, feel free to take this off and put on the recoil springs. The recoil springs will give you a whopping 18% buff across the gun kick control, the horizontal recoil control, and the vertical recoil control, without affecting the movement in any kind of negative fashion. So if you struggle with the recoil, use the recoil springs. If you don't and you want some more speed, use the Ranger foregrip. For the rear grip, we're going to use the Commando grip. This gives you a 13% buff to the aim down sight speed, along with giving you a 17% buff to the sprint to fire speed. And for the magazine, we're going to use the extended mag 2. This will give you a 55 round mag. And the stock here can be a little bit tricky. We're going to use the light stock. This will give you a buff to the hip fire movement speed, a buff to the movement speed, and a buff to the strafing movement speed, which can be pretty helpful considering when you get into a close range gunfight, you want to move back and forth so that your enemy doesn't hit you. If you're a primary AR player, using loadouts like this Kilo 141, this GPR 91, or even this Ames 85, this SOG right here will be your close range beam and makes this SMG a great secondary to use. If you love sniping, run this loadout for the SOG as your sniper support build, with the monolithic suppressor instead of the light stock, and you can consider taking off the Commando grip and adding on an optic like the Kepler Microflex. And if you're someone who struggles with recoil like we just talked about, swap out that Commando grip for the ported compensator muzzle, and if you're okay with sacrificing a little bit more agility, take off the light stock too and put on those recoil springs, because you'll sacrifice the agility but gain way more consistency. Watch this next clip with me using this loadout. This thing's insane, dude. Mac 10 is back, brother. Okay, we're gonna trick him. Make him look there. I spot a team camping at the top of factory, and they're all gonna push me, but they make a crucial mistake and try to push me one at a time. Except for the last guy, who actually does a really good job here. But that's when this specific loadout came in handy. And now check out how we end up winning this game. I'll walk you through exactly how we try to win this game by ourselves, with the specific rotations and decisions I try to make in order to win this specific game. The Mag 10 is back, man. That's insane. That's insane. All right, we need to take height here for sure. Again, yeah, this is ours. All right, we'll be able to hold these guys to the left here, and we're gonna try to hold these guys here. Pack 56 still got it, dude. Can still get it. We'll be able to hold both of these teams right here. This team will have a little bit of cover if they're smart about it. PA. It's good PA. Zip line. We need cover. Here's what we're gonna do. Want to watch the staircase here? We're gonna hold this angle. Reserve our ammo with the knife. All right, we got people coming back in. They're gonna land on roof. We know that, so we're gonna get height. Just like this. Too easy. Guy coming up the stairs, we heard him. Get him in the smoke. That's how you win it. Just like that. We push because there's no 1v1. We have him hurt. He's going to be hiding. That's how you win. That was the deep dive of the SOG SMG inside of Warzone. Not just the attachments, but the why behind them. If you're seeing this right now, that means you enjoyed watching the video or at least found it helpful. If you want more builds that actually make sense like this, and that aren't just clickbait, consider subscribing to the channel. And drop a comment, it helps a ton. And drop a comment of what weapon I should deep dive on next, either the Jackal PDW or maybe the Kilo 141. I'll break down whichever one gets the most votes.